Good morning, everybody, from Scotty Ray and Candace, and it's Wednesday the 10th.
Hump Day.
It is. It's the middle of the week. Got a little more to go, and we got the weekend, but it's going to get cold, isn't it?
Boy, and we'll get into some weather details here in just a second. It's going to be bad cold.
Blistering cold weather.
And we'll talk about some more about your pets because that worries me about what's coming up with all of that.
It is. I mean, it is worrisome because, a lot of people have pets outside, and it's going to get so cold that they won't be able to make it if you don't have them something out there.
No, we've got fog this morning, and this has been one of the incidents that happened this morning. Let's go over to Clark County Hot Topics, and this is what's going on as you go down I-59. I shared this from their page just a minute. The left-bound lane, I think this is of the southbound lane, going out of Meridian at mile marker 128. This is about the time Simmons Record was there getting this 18-wheeler out of the ditch there in the middle of the medium. And they should just about now have that cleaned up. They were on the scene for the last 30 minutes trying to winch that out, and they had that lane blocked. So it should be cleared up about right now. So that's what we hope. But
don't you know that is hard getting one of those big trucks out of that wet? You know the ground's still wet,
Did you ever watch any of those shows back when it was big for the reality shows on Discovery Channel where they'd ride around with the wrecker services that worked on wrecks and so interesting?
Yeah, I like watching stuff like that. I haven't seen the ones where they get the wrecks out, but I've seen all kind of other reality shows.
The Repo Men.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did see that. Repo Men.
Would I don't know if I would really want to do that for a living. I know.
That's like, risking your life in some cases. They would back up to people's cars while they were at work and repo. There was one guy that come out, he was like a nail tech guy, and he was foreign, some kind of, I don't know what nationality he was, but he started doing these like jiu-jitsu moves.
And he wasn't happy?
Backflips and all that stuff. And it was...
Did you see
it was really entertaining, but
the guy that they hooked to his four-wheel drive and they start pulling off with it, he runs out, jumps in it, locks it in, and he sits there and boils the tires on the front till he gets unconnected with the truck up there and he gets away with the truck?
No, I have not seen that one.
But, and you kind of feel for both sides of it. The guys that are repossessing are just trying to make a living. The people that are having their stuff repossessed is probably the only way they have to go to work, and we don't know the financial... You do feel for them regardless.
Yeah, the one that I watched, it was a black lady. She would be the driver, and she would. I'm talking about she could handle these people now. One of them tried to push her or something, and I remember she picked them up and threw them down on the ground.
I know who you're talking about.
Do you remember how I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, but they do. In some cases, they are risking their lives because these people get violent when they think the car is fixing to get taken.
And then I saw another one, and then I don't feel so sorry for the rich people on this end. People that bought airplanes that couldn't pay for them, and then they'd have to sneak into the airport and steal the airplane back for the bank.
How are you going to steal an airplane back?
You ought to
Unless
watch
you can fly it and take it off.
Oh, yeah, they have pilots that sneak, and then, then they can't file their to the last second, their flight plan out of there, and
that would be a tedious thing now. I don't know how they do that, but yeah.
And then what if there's some damage to the airplane and you don't know about it?
Oh, yeah.
Because, people tear up the cars.
Oh, yeah, it'd be like, guess what? That engine ain't working right.
At 30,000 feet.
Yeah, text them. Yeah.
So, it's always interesting what people do for a living, and the reality shows, and some of them are interesting to watch what people go through during a day's time. That's what made the dirty jobs so interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen some of the things that he's done, and some of it is nasty. I don't know how he gets through some of that stuff.
Did you get to watch the episode where he went to Cypress Mills in Kemper County?
No, I didn't realize he did that.
Yeah, a great show. We went up and hung out with Eddie and all the bunch, and it was a great show, and they replay it every once in a while.
Now, we talked a while back about, don't they have a bluegrass thing up there?
Yes, every Saturday night, I think, something like that.
I would love to go watch that. I don't know if just anybody can go, but
I think you can.
I think it would be neat. I like stuff like
that. And you may be able to watch some of it on Facebook. I think they put some of it on there. So I'll have to ask Eddie Seipel what goes on out there with that.
I think it'd be neat. It'd be neat to go up there. Let's go up there.
Yeah, it's a hoot. Good morning to Miss Joyce Godwin this morning.
Good morning.
And Carolyn Knight.
Miss Jenny Ledlow and Jan Bushman. Good morning, Jan.
Jan is up. And look, I got to say, Jan, JJ is missing you. Something awful. He took up with you.
He's under my feet. I think he thinks that I'm you, Jan.
He's still sniffing out trying to find her.
He's just looking here and looking all around. But Jan, you did a great job. I just have to commend you for that. You did really good.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Some things. All right, let's talk a little bit about weather this morning before my voice. It keeps cracking. I don't know what's going on. First off, let's look at this. Let's go to the Mississippi Department of Transportation site here. This is where we're expecting. This is North Mississippi, about where we're thinking the snow, the ice rather, is going to hit tonight. As we look at this, this is right up there. Do you see that building? That's where Elvis died. That's the hospital that Elvis would go to every time. That's going into Memphis. This is still on the Mississippi side.
Okay.
But that's where we're expecting all of the snow to begin to. I keep saying snow, but it's ice for tonight.
Okay. Goodness.
I apologize about that. That keeps creeping up on me. All right, let's flip back and go over here and let's talk about weather of what we expect. And this radar is full of all types of different colors. As we pull this up. Again, this is that North Mississippi area here. We're talking ice. Let's zoom in here. Greenwood, Mississippi. Just to the west of there, here's Greenville, Indianola, and Cleveland, Mississippi. This is the Delta. This is going to be a winter weather advisory in effect for them. Now, when you step up to right in this area here, this is where Memphis is. This is the Mississippi area right through here. This is going to be a winter storm watch that they're watching. That's until noon tomorrow. We back out all of this pink from Little Rock, Arkansas, stretching northward to Clarksdale, above Nashville. All of this is going to be an ice storm warning, and that's not, it may happen, it is a warning.
Yes.
Which means that every bit of this is subject to no power whatsoever. Now, when we get in here to this northern Mississippi part here, should the temperature drop maybe one more degree than they're forecasting, it's going to be chaotic, and it will be power outages everywhere there in northern Mississippi.
Yes.
All of the gray area is fog this morning. Heavy, thick Sumter County still under this. And we're expecting fog in our area this morning till roughly about 10 o'clock. So it's kind of going to be thick. So if you got to go somewhere this morning, if you don't have to be there before 10, wait it out. But if you've got a doctor's appointment, leave a few minutes early, get there on time.
It was foggy this morning.
Was?
I've never pulled into the school and the school will be foggy.
And you can't see it?
But it was in town. Usually when you get to town, it kind of starts lifting, a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't this morning. It was pretty foggy, so.
All right, let's talk rain chances. Now, tomorrow we've got a 90% chance of rain, 90% chance of rain tomorrow night. Temperatures are okay. Nothing is going to happen. We've got about 40 degrees for a low. Friday, we'll start the day with an 80% chance of rain and gust. That high is 47, so we're still okay. Continued rain into Friday night, just wet. 38, we're still above freezing. Saturday, the rain's going to be ending early, 47. Saturday night, it gets bitter cold, 27. And then we're looking at wind chills to be somewhere between 10 and 20. Now, that 27 degrees will probably change. It's been back and forth in between 19, 23, and 27 of what they're forecasting. They really don't know at this point where it's going to fall. It all depends upon where this line comes in.
And I guess there's no way to know what direction this is going to go until it's actually moving, right?
It's coming across this area like this across the state of Mississippi. And depending upon that temperature is as to how far it will drift down south.
Okay.
Now, I would say that when we get to like Hattiesburg, they ought to be okay.
Yeah. I have a daughter in Starkville.
Yes, she's going to be in some cold stuff.
I always kind of wonder what's going on up there.
Sunday, we'll get a high of 41. That low Sunday night is going to be 27. Okay, here we go on Monday. On Monday, 50% chance of rain, high only 39. We're going to dip to 23 on Monday night, and we have a 60% chance of snow, freezing rain, and sleet. That's going to be a mess Tuesday morning. We have a continued chance, a 60% chance of snow, freezing rain, high of 43. So Monday, start paying big time attention to what's going on, because I don't know if you're going to want to travel if it stays the way it is, because it's going to be slick roads.
Yeah, and so you've got a few days, folks. You got the weekend to try to. Hopefully, we've got the weekend to try to prepare. So if you have pets, like we said, we can't stress enough that you need to either have a plan to move them inside, or if they have to stay outside, to get them some hay or something, put a light to where it keeps them warm. I don't know. And also, if you live in a mobile home, underneath your mobile home, put a light, if you can, something to heat
those pipes.
Yeah, just to keep it,
If you've got outside pipes on your home, go ahead and wrap those up. Now, if you have the PEC pipe to where you've got the control station in your house somewhere where you can go in and turn off like your outside faucets, turn those off, go outside, undo them to where the water will run out of the line. That helps some.
Yes. And if you're aware you can't do this for yourself, call somebody. You have time to try to get in touch with somebody to come and help you do this, because we don't want people to have ruined homes and stuff like that and have disasters going on if we can prevent that.
And again, it breaks my heart. I'm just a I'm a dog lover, and I can't help it. It breaks my heart to see a dog on a chain that somebody never ever goes out. All they do is throw some food out for the dog.
Yeah.
And that poor pup's out there in the middle of nowhere with no dog house, no nothing. If you live next door to somebody, say something to them.
Yeah.
If you can, if you've got an old dog that you love dearly that stays outside, let them in your utility room. Close the door. Let them be warm for a night.
Right. Yes. And also, I just need to say this. If you have big pine tree, I guess there's nothing you can do.
Probably not at this point.
Yeah, at this point, there's nothing you can do. But we had years ago when we had the ice storm, these pine trees, they get top heavy and they will break off at the base, at the ground. They'll just totally hit the ground. So just be aware of that. If you happen to have one over your home, and we do go through like an ice storm or something, if we happen to have some kind of major ice,
go spend the night with somebody.
Right. Or move out of an area in your home that you know that might be dangerous.
Because how many pictures have you seen to where the limbs go through in somebody's bed?
Oh, yeah. It's scary.
And we're all guilty because you want the shade.
I
You
know.
build your house near a big old oak tree or a big pine tree because it was cool.
And pine trees, they're
Snap.
just, I have some behind the shop that I can't wait to get cut. I just want them cut because there's just a disaster waiting to happen, They're pretty, but,
I just had a bunch of trees in scuba cut around my old home place. I had those cut a few months back because it was gonna get it.
Yeah.
And I probably had 20 cut.
We don't have ice that often, but when you do, it's usually pretty bad. So
we ain't used to any of this stuff is
Right.
what we're saying.
Yeah.
But it's going to be cold. Right now is the time if you want to go ahead and get your power, your propane gas is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Get it out.
Yes.
Wrap your pipes. Then also, if you do firewood, if that's your main source of heat, go ahead and start dragging that stuff up under a shed or under your carport where it will be dry, because we've got rain from starting tomorrow through Saturday, and everything's going to be wet, and then it turns cold.
If you can't drag it somewhere, get a tarp and put over it. Just do something, just do something to prepare, because we're just, even if it doesn't come, just be prepared for it, because at some point it's gonna get to us,
This could be the one that really comes up out of nowhere. That I thought it was probably because March was coming. I was thinking, we ain't gonna get none of that stuff, but it's sure looking like we will.
Oh yeah, and be prepared for, like he said, power outages and stuff. Because you just never know.
Good morning to Jenny Ledlow. Did I pronounce that right, Ledlow? All right. Glad you're watching. Jan is wanting to come pick up poor little JJ.
And look, Jan says we need a reality show for the Housewives of Meridian. I bet that would be entertaining, don't you?
Yeah, who's going to star in it? We need a list of who needs to star in that in Meridian. That would be...
I'd probably be the boring one.
No, I don't think so.
Boring as far as going and doing things. Now, I can keep you entertained. I can make you laugh.
Look, me and Candace went yesterday and had a photo shoot. And we went to a barn and had it done. And it was a hoot.
Scotty Ray was trying to kill me, I think. We went up at the top, and me and Scotty Ray and his daughter were walking across these beams. I was a nervous wreck. I just knew we were fixing to fall through between the ants crawling.
And I kept going, Candace, how much do you weigh? I know what I weigh, but what do you weigh? I want to make sure it can hold.
I said less than you. But anyway, it was scary. It was like, I was scared because I don't like heights.
Well, I'm a chicken when it comes to heights, but I lived through it somehow.
I'm surprised. I'm really surprised, because I knew Scotty Ray said he didn't like heights either, and we're walking through the top of a barn not knowing if the next step was going to last.
All right, part of the roof was gone.
Goodness. But anyway, the pictures turned out pretty good. Scotty Ray stepped in a bed of ants.
I only panic with heights when it gets to where I could, like if it's a window that I can see out, I can't handle that.
Yeah.
I just don't like that. I get spooked.
As long as it's closed in and you can't see outside.
Why Angie does this to me, like we go on vacation and she'll rent those condos 10, 12 stories up, and she knows I can't handle them railing.
No, I can't either.
Like
if I look over, I feel like I'm just fixing to topple.
If I ever get to the room, I ain't leaving.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no desire. It's awful.
I know.
Nobody knows unless you have that fear just how bad that is.
I mean, it takes your mind over, like, I'm fixing to go over the edge. If I just peek over the edge, I'm gone.
Oh, I know.
Like, that's how I feel.
Because I get, what do you call it, dizzy if I look.
I do too. I can't imagine these people. Like, if somebody was after me and I had to crawl out on a ledge and, like, over. Scoot around the edge, you know how some people do? I'd just be like, take me, I'm gone.
There is no way I would go to New York and go in that elevator to the Empire State Building. It ain't happening. Yeah, I don't care what they... And, like, when they finish the 3-foot building, do you really think I'm ever going back up there again in my life?
What about those swinging bridges? You know what I'm talking about? Those long bridges that are wooden that go across
No, ma'am.
See, I don't think I can make it across there either.
I get dizzy driving in, like when you go into Houston, when you get downtown area and I look at them tall buildings, it makes me go,
I know.
I know that's weird.
No,
and I told my mama it's all her fault because she told me as a kid that I was scared of heights till I got scared of heights.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was crazy one year when we went on a family trip to New Orleans when I was in junior high school or something. And my mother was driving. She don't like heights either. And my mother was driving, and my stepdad was asleep because he had driven like most of the way, and so it was her turn. Yeah. Well, we have to go over I don't know if you know the big tall bridge between here and Louisiana somewhere.
I know.
It's like a tall bridge. She pulls over. She's like, I ain't doing this. So she pulls over, wakes my stepdad up, wants him to drive over the bridge, and then she wants to take back over. He was so mad. But I thought that was so stupid. I was like, Mama, don't wake him up. You know, but I would be the same way now. I don't see how people do it.
And I don't know who else has ever been, if you're coming into Baton Rouge, you're coming back home from Louisiana trying to get here, you get to Baton Rouge, and traffic is backed up, and you're halfway on top of that bridge, and then you can feel it swaying, that moving.
They would have to knock me out. Like, just knock me out. Give me something to knock me out.
Good morning to Doug Thomas. Foggy at Lake Edens, he says this morning. Also, I got reports of heavy fog at Southeast there at the red light there going to Southeast School.
Okay.
So if you're in that area, also be careful.
Yes.
And I know we've gone over a lot of weather stuff in this, but it's important. It matters to you. We want you absolutely as safe as you can be.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind, share. If you'll share this where other people can see it, you know how they work these algorithms at times to where it doesn't show. But if you'll share it, it'll pop up on your timeline and other people can see it.
Yes. And talking about fog, I mean, I know people common sense. Most cars now do have fog lights or driving lights. You know, daytime lights. Some don't, though. If you don't have that on your car, turn them on if you're in the fog, because you are hard to see until you get right up on somebody. It's just...
At my age, even if there's not fog, I run with mine on because I can see better. I'm not going to lie. Let's see, some stories here. You want to talk about an animal's will to live. This was one of the headlines here. And let me pull this picture up. You know, deer fight. And they get in fights, and sometimes one of them dies. Well, this is a deer... This is a deer that got into a fight and the other one died. And he just kept right on going. Let me go down and show you the picture here. He's stuck with those antlers on his head.
Oh, my goodness.
And this is, you know how hard that would be to make it? As you look at the picture, here he is coming across the road. They caught him. And I'd like to end the story with they gave him a shot and they helped get those off, but that didn't happen. But you know that had to be rough.
That is. That's awful.
So that's one of the stories that is out there. And then also this is a huge thing that has become an internet sensation. Everybody's looking at. The attorney that got online to join a court hearing. Apparently he doesn't use computers that much. I don't blame the guy. This is what happened to him. Here's a clip of what went on. He's joining.
Usually filters are on your phone. I've never seen them on the computer.
But here he is. It has this cat filter and it won't go away.
I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take
we're trying to. Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's.
And he goes on to tell him that, hey, my sister's here and I can't get rid of the cat. And that took 4 or 5 minutes, and it is just taking the internet by storm since that happened.
I saw a snippet of it last night. I think it was Tucker Carlson had it on or something last night, and he was laughing. You can imagine he was making fun.
It is funny.
It is. That would be my luck. I wouldn't get something as cute as a cat, though. I'd get like something,
Something bad, embarrassing.
Yeah, something bad, embarrassing that would not go off the screen.
Good morning also to Melissa Grafton Williams. It was Melissa Ann. I like that. There's nothing wrong with using your Southern double name.
I know.
I'm stuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hardly even answer if somebody just calls me Scotty. I don't know it's me.
My son don't have a double name till he gets in trouble. And then it's Alden Blake. You better get in
Get
here.
your honey over here. But always name your children. Here in the South, always take time naming your children because you will have to call them by the double name. Never give them a weird name.
Right.
Work on that. Good morning to Brian McCary this morning.
Good morning, Tammy. Tammy Godwin. She's down in
Is she?
Milton, Florida. Yeah.
Go
Friend of
ahead,
mine.
Tammy. Hope she's doing well. Well, let's see what's going on today. Of what's going on in the area, we'll tell you all about what's happening out at the Lauderdale County Agri Center, another food giveaway here in just a moment. And also, if you've got to go somewhere up on Minnebucket Road, it's going to be closed beginning at 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. this afternoon.
Okay.
EMEPA is cutting trees that are close to the road, and they don't want to take a chance of anybody getting hurt, so they're closing it down from 10 until 3 today. This was way before my time, but 1942, Chattanooga Choo Choo becomes the very first gold record by Glenn Miller.
Okay.
And of course, he was an instrumental guy. Am I not wrong that he died in an airplane wreck or something like that?
I don't know.
It seems like it. I'm not 100% sure. I did not realize that she lived this long, but Laura Ingalls Wilder, the actual person, lived to 1957. I had no idea. She wrote all the books, and then, of course, it became a household thing as Michael Landon brought that to our lives with Half Pint.
Yes.
And I tell you, great stories. Buy the DVD set for your grandkids or whoever.
I miss all those old good shows that came on TV. I miss it. Those wholesome type, you always, there's some kind of a message at the end, and morals.
It is, and there's so few shows like that.
Yeah, it is.
This next guy, I brought this up. There may not be a lot of people that remember who he is, but I brought it up for a certain reason. If it weren't for him, I would have never gotten into radio. Lionel Cartwright, it's his birthday today. He was born in 1960. His biggest song was I Watched It All on My Radio. He was the opening act for George Strait at Ray Stadium back, I don't remember if that was 85, 86, 87, somewhere along in there. And I met him and his wife, and they both kept going, "You've got this great voice, you need to be on radio." And I hung around and talked to them for 30 minutes, and it was because of them that I went ahead and pursued radio. And I talked to him less than a year ago, and I sent him an email, and I said, "Hey, I just want to say thank you because your suggestion brought a lot to my life." And he's a music director now at a church in Nashville. Kids have graduated college and gone on, but Lionel is such a nice guy. I thought I'd share that little story.
Yeah, I think that's good. But you do have that good radio voice,
As a kid, I don't know. I can't do anything else. I really can't carry a tune. I've tried.
Well, I like to sing, but I don't think I'm a great singer. But I like to sing, but I don't know. But my voice is not. I don't know. I don't have that.
You don't have the Fran Drescher sound.
It's so funny you say that because I was in a play in Meridian and I had to talk with that kind of accent.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Well, I did in the show. Yeah.
That's
I was from
funny.
New York.
New York. I can't do accents other than the South. This was huge. 1979. I had no idea that it was that long ago. Do You Think I'm Sexy was the number one song on this date, 1979. Rod Stewart was, I guess, at the top of his game at that point in time. Also, let's see what. Now, this was more my style. 1986. This was huge. Reba released "Whoever's in New England."
Yes.
It became her biggest album, her first #1.
Yeah, I remember that song. She always wore those big belt buckles like she.
Yeah, she sure did. And I was trying to remember, what was the song, Somebody Should Leave. Do you remember that one? Boy, did that hit the heart of America.
What was the one that her and, what's the...
Vince Gill?
No, the other lady that has
Linda
a dog.
Davis?
Yeah, Linda Davis. What was that one?
If You See Him, Does He Love You?
Yeah.
I had to think about that a second. Linda Davis was a beautiful woman.
Yeah, that's her daughter is
Lady
the one
A.
in Lady Antebellum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She hit the gold mine. It was 1992 that Mike Tyson was convicted of rape on this date. I don't think he actually served any time. Let's see here. The following month, Tyson was given a 10-year prison sentence with 4 years suspended. So he did serve 6 years.
Yeah.
Didn't realize all that. Also, this was, oh boy. Do you remember sitting at home watching this first time we got to see monkeys hanging out of trees and giraffes? And
Yeah,
I
I remember how odd all of that was.
90 million people watched Oprah go behind the gates of Neverland and visit with Michael.
I just, he was just so odd. He just had so much plastic surgery, too, on his face.
And what was wrong with the way he looked?
Nothing was wrong with the way he looked. I just think that is just crazy.
And he changed himself so bad.
And bleaching his skin, which I know that he had, like, vitiligo, I think is what it was, maybe, where the spots.
Yeah, I don't know the name
And
of
so
it.
I think maybe that's why he bleached his skin, to make it an even tone. I don't know. But anyway, he
Brian.
still had great music. I mean, an icon, so.
Yeah, Brian McCary, remember that, Does He Love You? He was probably quicker than me on remember that. Good morning, Deborah J. And also Linda Jane says she can't sing much either. Are you sure,
I
Linda
make
Jane?
a happy racket. Maybe that's what I do, Linda.
You hadn't sang for me yet. You're going to have to do that so I can get caught up.
Oh, goodness. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I don't know if you remember this or not. Y'all remember the movie Con Air? It came out the year before. Leanne Rimes released How Do I Live? Beautiful song.
Yeah.
Trisha releases it and they use it in the movie and she gets nominated for a Grammy over it. But if I remember, most were saying, well, Leanne's is really better. Why didn't y'all use it? Which did you prefer? Do you even remember?
I'm going to just say that I like I like Trisha's version better because Leanne can sing, but she's one of those that, have you ever heard of somebody milking a song dry?
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean by
With
that.
all the runs that they do, and I mean, that's
So
how
your
I feel
vote
like
is
she
on
is.
Trisha.
Yeah, Trisha. I
Okay.
like Trisha. I mean, to me, you can ruin a song, just like, say, the national anthem. Some people don't sing it, the traditional version of it.
Correct.
Some just mess it all up.
And
with
I
all
consider that messing it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's your preference of what went
Right.
on. But that was a huge debate back in the day. I remember talking about it.
Yeah.
Diana Ross, who remembers her? Mm-hmm, yeah, she went to jail on this day for 2 days for a DUI. Shame. But she paid her time and she got out. What was her song?
She had a bunch of songs.
Was she with the Pointer Sisters? Is that right?
I think so, but I don't. What
Was she
was
the
her
one
song?
that sang that Romeo and Juliet, Samson and Delilah?
Y'all are probably gonna really stone me for this, but that I don't know what Diana Ross song. But
I think that was it.
Yeah.
Seemed like my sister had that record.
I grew up listening to all that, but
And for some
Donna
reason,
Summer is what I listened to. Though I remember someone left the cake out in the rain.
Come on now, Hank Jr. had to sing that. We don't all get into Donna Summer.
Oh. Well, I did. I had the record with the record player.
Hand me my hat. I'm a dinosaur is what I'm referring to, and I'd probably offend somebody if I sang the rest of Hank Jr.'s. So.
I had a record player in my room, and that's what that was my go-to, just to go in my room and plug in the record player and listen to a record.
I didn't know this, Candace. I had no idea that Shirley Temple made it this long. But she passed away on this date in 2014. I thought, for whatever reason, it had been years before. I'd forgotten about it, I guess.
Well, I didn't even realize she'd passed away in 2014.
So Shirley Temple left this world on that date. Huge child star.
She was cutest. She was so cute. I had Shirley Temple videos that I movies that I showed my girls when they were little.
Good Ship Lollipop, is that right? Okay,
yeah. That was cute.
Yeah.
Really cute.
Again, this morning out at the Lauderdale County Agri Center, if you need food, be there beginning at 11 o'clock. They're going to be handing this out until 2 p.m. or if food runs out. Brought to you by Meridian Police Department and the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department will be there, same as they done last time. But if you need food, and of course with the cold weather coming up, it may be a bigger flood of folks that go out for this.
Yeah, and like we said, line up early if you can, because don't get there right at 11, because you're probably going to be way at the back of a line.
And maybe not get anything if that happens. Right. Because it can run out. I tell you, Shad White, our auditor for the state, is always on the job. He takes down another one for state embezzlement scheme. She's been hit with a $109,000 fine. I want to say it was like $90,000 that she took, plus they're charging for all of the investigations and time, and so she's hit with about $110,000.
Hey, people just
That was
blow
the
my mind.
water bills. She was scamming water bills.
People blow my mind doing that kind of me. I mean, I know several people that's done stuff like that. I just don't understand.
And
it.
she was pretty
I
good
didn't
at
even
it.
pick up loose change around the house,
If
and my
I'm-
kids didn't either. But
Right. But I want to say what she done. She didn't get caught until she took another job somewhere else, and then she wasn't there to cook the books to make it keep floating and it become obvious.
right,
Wow. Crime doesn't pay is what was his name? Crime the
dog,
McDuff.
McDuff.
Yeah. Well, he's gone, I guess, isn't he?
I guess so. We still got Louis the
Don't
lightning
know him.
bug.
I don't know Louis.
You don't know that lightning bug commercial?
No.
Oh,
Louis the lightning bug.
I know you've seen it. You just probably don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Really, Louis?
Yeah, Louis.
why did you
Louis
get
the
caught up on
lightning.
this?
Y'all know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. I mean, it's the same commercial from when I was young.
I didn't even remember when I was young.
I'll find it. No, I know you know it.
Look,
I mean, you've seen it.
I'm still waiting up to the day that I can get up and watch the Angry Beavers again on cartoons. All I'm saying.
You know, you got to play it safe around electricity. You ain't ever heard that? one? Okay. We got to find Louis the Lightning Bug
Are you sure
commercial.
they played that here?
Yes. Yes.
Louis the Lightning Bug? I don't know about all
I'm
that.
going to find it. I'm going
Okay.
to find it. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oxford police made a stop. The guy ran some kind of way, and there was a shooting involved with this. It's under investigation. They have not released the name of the person or what happened at the scene that made the cop feel that he was threatened. But the guy has been shot. He is dead. Bad situation there. More details to come out of that out of Oxford. A missing Mississippi woman's body has been found in Prentiss County. I was not even aware that this young lady was missing. I know we still got I'm assuming the lady from Winston and then the lady from Neshoba County that is missing. But she'd been gone a week and they found her body on the side of the road. Condolences to her family over
Yes.
this.
That's a
42 years
horrible
old.
thing. Awful.
We don't know what happened in
Well,
that.
I'm going to lead into this, too. I mean, this kind of leads me into what I was
Okay.
going to mention. Just be aware. We don't know what happened with this situation, but if you're out and about and you're in public, you're shopping, you have your kids, be aware of your surroundings. If something doesn't look right, you take heed of that and you go elsewhere. Or you get in touch with the authorities or something. But in a store in town the other day, somebody called me the other day and wanted me to mention this, so I am. But there was a mother with a couple of kids in a store in town the other day, and she, I think, was having her child's ears pierced, went in a store, but went to take them to the restroom in another area of the store, or in the place where she was, and noticed there was 3 men following. I think it was 3, it might have been 4, but several men following her and her children. And so when she came out of the bathroom, she noticed they were still out there, and they followed her again. And she went back, I think, to the store where she was getting the child's ears pierced, told them about it. They kind of like put her in the back of the store, put her out of sight with her kids, and they called the authorities. Of course, they said there was nothing that could be done because the men had not done anything.
But pay attention. She done the smart thing.
Their intentions probably were not good.
The greatest.
You know, so just be aware. If you're alone or if you're with your children alone, you know, be
Right.
aware. And, you know, really don't choose to go to places by yourself if you can help it. You know, I'm not saying be scared all the time, but just be aware because things like this are going on and we don't know if people have good intentions or not. So just be on the safe side.
As your mama used to tell you, better safe than sorry.
Yes.
Okay, we're getting overwhelming response that I don't know anything about rock and roll, and maybe you don't either.
She was, okay, Diana Ross, which I should have known this, and like I said, y'all are going to stone us, but was one of the Supremes.
I had no clue.
Yeah.
And, you know, the lady died this week that was with the Supremes.
the
So,
other one, yeah.
who sang that Romeo and Juliet song I was talking about? Samson and Delilah?
Are you talking
When
about
We
Romeo?
Kiss?
Romeo and Juliet? That?
Yeah, and
No.
Samson and Delilah. My sister had that record. I never listened to it, but I had to hear it down the hall of her room.
Yeah, I heard all these songs. We're just going to have to start playing old music on here. Just kind of refresh my memory and stuff. Because I know I listen to it all the time. But
Now, Deborah J., is she referring to the Electric Bug or Diana Ross?
I don't know, but Bernadette Odom says Mississippi Power don't mess around with electricity.
Did that have
The Louis the Lightning Bug.
I don't know Louis.
He goes, "Hey, folks, Louis here."
Never seen no Louis.
You have seen it? I'm telling you. I'm going to have to look it up.
All right, you look that up. I just don't
Go
remember.
into the next news story because I'm looking up Louis.
There's several ways that you can take this next news story. This is national here. You see this guy on that show Shark Tank. This is who he is. His name is
Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Yes.
He owns the Mavericks. He has done away with the national anthem. That can be looked at as a good thing or a bad thing. He gets rid of the kneeling and the people that don't want to come out and just play basketball. But this is America, to where we've always had national pride, and before any game done that and a prayer. Is it going to come back? He won't comment. He's just kept real quiet on that. So there's something to think about. Is it best to do that until all of this is straightened out?
No, I don't think you should bend at all. I think if it's something
You're
that you
giving
believe
to the other
in,
side.
right? I don't think that you should bend and bow down to the other people that don't like it. Like I said the other day, I mean, this is what this country was founded on, and all of the, the things that we've done all these years. And if people don't like it, they have the option to leave.
Yeah, that is true.
And to me, when you start doing that, I mean, you're just opening the door to all kind of other things.
Other things come apart and you back down on it.
You're going to pick your whole, all your principles to death, and you don't have any left. So.
Pointer Sisters is what everybody's saying the song about Samson and Delilah.
Okay.
And then my question would be, who was in the Pointer Sisters? It wasn't that woman that was the psychic there for a while, was it?
I don't know.
Who was that psychic woman? She was on TV. She was a singer, and she became a psychic. And
I didn't see her.
Oh, yes, you did.
She's not one of the psychics I've ever seen. The only psychic I know of is that woman from New Jersey with the big blonde hair and the fingernails about this long.
No,
she can talk to the dead.
but she was a singer. Dionne Warwick. That's who it was.
The Psychic Network.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who'd she sing for?
She just sung by herself,
Did
I think.
She?
Yeah. I don't think Dionne Warwick was in a group. Now, I might be wrong. Y'all can correct me.
But hey, her and Nancy Reagan, right up there with the psychics.
Yeah.
They were all over that.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Let's see here what else we got going on. Oh, this has started today. It's going to be messy. It's going to be all over your television because they want to get rid of him. The second impeachment has started. It's underway today. That's just a headline with it. There's not much we can add to it. I think it's frivolous. It probably won't happen in the end, but it's not designed for that. It's to destroy a reputation.
Yeah, I had to turn it off. I was listening to it.
You'd make you mad if you're not careful. Now, yesterday, before it all began, they took another vote and said, do we have enough votes to begin this? Here are the 6 that voted against Donald Trump that are Republicans that voted for impeachment to begin. Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, Susan Collins of Maine, Lisa, how do you pronounce her name?
Murkowski.
Yeah, from Alaska. I can't pronounce that. Mitt Romney of Utah, Ben Saucy, is that how you say that?
That or Sass, I don't know.
Maybe Sass of Nebraska. Okay, and I can pronounce Toomey. Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania are the 6 Republicans that have gone over, given that 56-44 vote yesterday. So that's where we are on that. It has begun. We'll keep you updated as developments start with that.
Yeah.
You're a big fan of Tucker Carlson, aren't you?
Yeah, I like watching Tucker Carlson.
Tucker has
I can never
brought
say
this
his
up.
last name, Carlson. Like
the flow?
Yeah, I can't. It doesn't flow right out of my mouth.
I'm going to say I mess up more words than you do. But Tucker has a huge point on this of illegal immigrants that are coming in. They have the catch and release. And Tucker went into this big explanation of they're catching them, releasing them into our society without checking them for COVID. Now, anywhere we go or anything we do, even to go shop in a store, you have your temperature checked.
Right.
What's this going to do to America?
Well, I think it's ridiculous. I mean, because we are subject to so much more than what they are. And they're going to be able to just walk right into the country. Yeah. I got to thinking yesterday when we kind of touched base on these bills they're trying to pass about not having your license to do hair in some instances or to be a massage therapist and all this stuff. It kind of, I don't know what the reason of that is. I do intend to call the governor's office and ask what the intention of that bill being, introduced is or whatever it is to be passed. Because I want to know, because I went to school and I got my license and I've been doing it for 20-something, you might as well say almost 30 years now. If you think about it, though, we're letting all these illegal aliens in the country, they're going to have jobs.
That's right.
what better to put people open up businesses, put them to work, or allow them to open up businesses with governmental money? You know, put them to work doing stuff like that because it's quick and, you know, they don't have to have a license to do it. It kind of, you know, stands to kind of go together. You know what I'm saying?
It does. It does.
Why would you introduce stuff like this right now? I don't know. I mean, a lot of people might say, well, a lot of people need jobs, and they do.
They do need jobs.
But there's lots of jobs that are available. I mean, there are that you can get. And I don't know.
Just on the oil and gas industry.
Right.
Hey, kudos to Brick Gully for being, I call him, what's the word, bi-musical, knowing country and other. He brought up the Pointer Sisters also.
Yeah.
Deborah J was breaking up Aaron Tippin's song. That is a great one. Tammy Ekerman knew that it was Dionne Warwick that I could not remember.
Yeah.
And LaWanda says she thinks the Pointer Sisters performed with Elvis. Did he?
I don't know. We need to look that up, too.
Okay, and Candace Fuller says just leave Trump alone. Let him go on.
I know. They're just going to keep on, like, trying to run him in the ground. I'm so sick of it. I hope the day comes, though, when all these people, like George Jefferson's Mama Maxine, says, I hope they get the time, you know, what's coming to them for saying the things they've said. They need to be impeached, too.
They do.
They do, every one of them. And I hope they take them one by one and impeach them.
I don't know if we'll ever live to see that.
Yeah.
It's a nice thought.
Yeah, it is a nice
Finally, after 30 minutes of rambling about a song that I couldn't remember, Angie Barnes comes up. It was Fire by the Pointer Sisters was that song that I couldn't remember there.
Okay.
Carolyn Knight says they are pushing those Trump supporters, and that is true. That is a lot. Fire. Yeah, that was the name of that. Now that, we bring up our next guest, and bless her heart, she cannot seem to find dresses that fit. They're all too tight. I don't know what to think.
Poor thing. And I mean, I don't know if she just loves being obviously the center of attention.
Well, if you wear a dress like that, that is the center. You don't even see the face. Like, I hadn't noticed. What color is her hair?
I don't know. Say no to crack. Any kind of crack that's showing.
Stormy Daniels
Here. Say no.
is taking it to the Supreme Court. She says now that Trump is out of office, she can resume suing him. Again, still frivolous. Her lawyer's in jail.
Yes. That's
So-
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Trump, from what I understand, is going to be invited back to the White House by Joe. I can't say that he'll accept it. He has not made a comment about it, but they're going to unveil his portrait. And it goes on to say that Trump did not invite Obama back. I can't see Trump going with Joe. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't either. But look, I got to pull this up.
What you done got?
Do you not remember this? Louis the Lightning Bolt.
Show it to the camera up there. I do not know Louis.
Look. Can y'all see this? Louis?
I do now.
Louis.
I do not remember Louis.
Oh, gosh. Well, after the show, I'm going to show you the video because I know you remember
Did that
the video.
appear on those poor little TV stations
Yeah,
that we
the three
had?
channels that we had, the three state TV channels.
We could only
had to get
get
the rabbit ears out to
Yeah,
get.
ABC and PBS were the big ones, and the other one was real weak, and our antenna in Scuba wouldn't reach that far.
I know. I had to adjust with the tinfoil on the antenna to get the third one.
NBC out of Tupelo, WTBA, because it was powerful. You could pick it up back in the day.
I just remember being so upset if on Saturday morning I slept late and didn't get up in time to watch cartoons.
You missed Scooby-Doo, it was a bad day.
Yeah, because if you didn't get up early, you didn't get to watch them.
Wasn't no VCR back in those days to tape it.
No.
Sad news yesterday across America as this happened. A gunman opened up fire and detonated bombs at an urgent care in Minnesota. He has been arrested. At least 5 people were injured. I don't think anybody died, but he did shoot them. And why, we don't know. 67-year-old guy from Buffalo, New York, being held in jail.
I wonder if it had to do with, like, COVID stuff, like maybe.
Mad because he didn't get a shot or something?
It could be, you know.
It's just sad when people turn to this kind of thing.
I know.
This was headlines yesterday as news came out of Kobe Bryant, the basketball star. What caused the accident? They're blaming it all on the pilot. They say it's pilot error that caused the crash. If you dig into this, they say he should have never taken off. And then you had the other people going, well, when you work for a celebrity like that, you never want to tell them no. And that may have led to that. But
it was really foggy there, right?
Crashed into a mountain, thought they were higher. Awful, awful. As we go back to San Francisco, and we're thankful that these people are not on our school boards here, the school board president, as they're going to rename 44 schools there, after George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, they didn't even consult historians that knew. They used, how do you say the word,
Wikipedia.
Yeah, I can never pronounce that word. They used those that were false, and that's what they went by to rename schools. Sad day in San Francisco. California takes another turn. Beautiful country, but they just don't seem to think like we do here in the Deep South.
Right.
So if you got $52,000,
I do not.
yeah, well, I can't go either. But if you do, it's already sold out.
If I had 52,000, it wouldn't be riding a boat in the middle of the ocean.
$52,000 for a cruise that will take up, I want to say, at least 6 months of the year. 180 days is how long the cruise is going to last, and it will just go. How do you protect yourself from COVID on that one?
I don't know, but that's just not my idea of.
A 3-day would be pushing.
Fun.
I've never been on one.
I mean, yeah, I would go for maybe a few days, but I wouldn't even want to go for like 2 weeks or anything.
No, that's too long.
That would be too long. And just thinking about all those people when COVID or the coronavirus first came out, all those people that were stuck on the ships
2 and
had
3
to be
weeks
stuck in their rooms, I'd have been stir crazy.
Aren't those rooms about yay big?
I've heard they're small, really small.
I can't imagine. Do I believe this next survey? Absolutely not. Because it's been back and forth through the years of an egg is good for you, well, an egg is bad for you. I eat them every day now.
I think they're high in cholesterol.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not good for your cholesterol, but they're high in protein.
But they say if you eat, and this is a survey done by China. They say if you eat 1 egg a day, it'll take 7% of your life away. So if you eat 2 eggs, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
But that's what's out there.
Are we going to trust? We're going to trust China to tell us nutritional facts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is, I didn't even realize, you pointed out to me on this next story, they did this at the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
heard. I caught a smidget, like small little thing of them doing the Black National Anthem.
And it's got another name, and I can't think of what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But this university, moving forward, is going to include this at every game. So that's coming across America, just so you know. I didn't know they'd done it at Super Bowl. So that's interesting. An 11-year-old yesterday, Florida. Where does this stuff begin? The little fella, and you have to really take a stance on this in case it is real after all these school shootings that we had. He gets mad at the teacher, tells her he takes his iPad and goes bang, bang, and he was searching up guns, and, they've arrested him. Zero tolerance in situations like that in Florida. And again, I guess that this day and age, it is best to take that extra precaution.
Yeah, I guess it is. You can search. Unless he didn't have internet at home, but still.
Right.
I would kind of. That would make me leery. I'm for owning guns and stuff like that, but when you got kids searching for guns online, that'd be questioned.
And this is not something that's we've had school shootings in Mississippi before, so you have to take it for. Investigate. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this kind of stuff here. I remember when they came to town and they bought advertising from us, the people that made those fake veggie burgers, and they wanted you to like them. They tasted horrible. Yeah. And I've never tried that. It's a chain that is offering one of those now with a hamburger. I've never tried that. I don't know how it tastes. But they've come out with a steak that is bioprinted.
That's weird, and I don't even know how they would do that, but that's just odd to me.
How can that be like the real thing?
Made with real cow cells, and it's completely cruelty and slaughter free. I don't know.
Yeah.
People are just getting ridiculous. I'm sorry. I wouldn't eat it. I wouldn't eat that, not knowing, See, I don't like licensed to.
Piggy Barnacastle was commenting on that.
Okay.
Also, Good Morning America, one person died. Tammy Ratcliffe put that.
Yeah, I remember my mother was a hairdresser, Peggy, and I remember her telling me they all had to have TB tests back in the day. They did. They had to have, I think, chest x-rays and a TB test before they could even do hair. And I'm going to just put it out there. You don't know this day and time what people have. I don't think it's a bad idea to have to, when you're working on people like that and you're working on so many people a day, I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't know why they ever got rid of that, but.
Jan says that boiled eggs are better for you.
Oh, okay.
But they don't taste
I'm sure they probably
They don't taste as good, Jan.
I like eggs, but I'm just gonna put it. I just think they stink when
I
you're cooking
love.
them.
Now I don't want it no salad stuff, but I love
Yeah.
an egg, a scrambled egg or a sunny up egg.
Yeah.
But when Angie cooks it, and those
I like deviled eggs. You don't like deviled eggs?
no, I can't handle that.
I like deviled eggs.
It's got that smell, and I just
All of
got
them
to
have that
leave.
smell. Kurt can fry an egg for like a fried
I
egg
have-
sandwich, and I'll come in and I'll go, "Oh my gosh, it stinks!" And he goes, "No, it don't."
I have learned this: if you throw a little mayonnaise in a skillet and rub it around, and then put your egg in the skillet, it gives it a little bit better flavor.
I have heard people use mayonnaise instead of oil because
was-
it's oil based. I mean,
That was pretty impressive, I got to say.
yeah.
So I
And
did
I've also heard of them putting it on bread.
Really?
And browning their bread. Well, I mean, cooking grilled cheese sandwiches and using mayonnaise on there instead of like butter. It gives it a better flavor too. So,
If
anyway.
you live in areas that are and we do have cold coming here this week, but British Columbia, bad cold, like negative 41 when it comes to the temperature. This happened. A 68-year-old lady died trying to make it from her next door neighbor's house back to her house. She froze on the way home. Keep these when things are bad, don't go out. And it's just hypothermia happens.
Oh yes.
This is always a concern in America as we look at there's bad people in this world. This was down in Florida. FBI are on the hunt for somebody that tried to hack the water supply to put chemicals in it, which would have killed everybody in town. They're after somebody. The Oldsmar Water Department there. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so. Yes.
Oldsmar, that's in Florida. They didn't get away with it, but they are after
I
them.
wonder if they were foreign or it was like a terrorist type. I mean, I would.
I don't know.
That'd be like domestic terrorists.
It's kind of like the Batman movie. You remember that? That's what they did. Put
Yeah.
that whatever drug into the water
And
supply.
it's so scary. I mean, because that could happen and us never even
You wouldn't know.
it, you know.
You trust your own water. But that's headlines that are out there. Always remember that. Justin Bieber's got more money than he knows what to do with. As we look at, he's bought a Rolls Royce that costs $330,000 and customized to where you can't see the wheels. Now, what happens when you have a flat? I don't know.
Yeah.
You have to call AA.
I would think those look like they might just pop off.
Maybe so.
You know, but still, it's different, but not my taste.
Here's our story of the day that makes you go, do what? This is Gorilla Glue in the hair.
Okay. Common sense just left the building for this lady. I mean, you don't put glue in your hair. And, okay, I'm reading this. Instead of setting lotion,
Right.
she used, or
Gorilla
she
Glue.
ran out of hairspray or something. She wanted to set her hair. And setting it means like she had it in a style, like she put it in a style and she wanted it to stay that way. Like a lot of
Kinda like
times
hairspray will
a lot
hold
of
it.
times they'll comb it straight and put that stuff on it, set under a dryer, and it'll set it. Well, she's set for life.
Yeah, it won't come out.
Yeah.
And she's threatening to sue Gorilla Glue over this.
That is ridiculous. That's just somebody out for money right there.
Now,
That is
let's-
ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Let's go over here because I've got the video of this. Let's pull this up here. This is from Daily Mail. It's just shocking of what people will do as you go down through here.
Yeah.
She spent 22 hours in the emergency room. They couldn't get it out. All right, that's a picture of them cutting it out of her hair. Look how bad it is. Why some fingernails there, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down here. I got the video down here somewhere. This is her TikTok video down here at the bottom where she explains it. And let me see.
This is before.
This is it's froze right where it is now. Let's play a clip of what she's got to say about it.
15 times and it don't move. Stiff wear. Woo! My hair. So I'm gonna tell y'all like this. If you ever run out of got to be glue spray, don't ever use this unless you want your hair to be like that.
Okay, well,
That should be just common sense.
it should be, but
I mean, you don't put glue all through. She'll probably have to shave that mess off.
they've
like
done that
bald.
at this point.
Yeah, she'll
and
probably have to just shave it off bald.
the
'Cause,
acetone that they put on her hair trying to break it up has caused a reaction to her scalp.
Oh,
It's
I can
horrible.
imagine. I can imagine. I mean, because I don't even know how you would even get clippers
I
through
know,
it to cut it
but please,
without putting something on it to dissolve the glue.
but
a
what in
little
your
bit.
right mind would make you think, put some glue in my hair?
I don't know, but I mean, that's a lesson learned. But she don't do that again.
You know, there was a story years ago, and I'm not saying names because I probably don't remember it, but do you remember a story floating around years ago of somebody that had an affair and they put super glue on their hand and stuck it to their private parts?
Oh, my God.
The wife done that to the husband.
I think that was revenge right there, obviously. But yeah.
That don't come loose.
Yeah, it don't. And she probably meant for that to be that way.
But it seems like I remember that. Now, this has probably been 15 years ago.
I remember
or better.
I remember when I heard that.
So that I'm not just making it up.
No, that was an actual thing that happened.
Oh, it did happen.
Yeah, it did happen to somebody.
Can you imagine waking up?
I want to say that was somebody local. I'm not sure.
That's what I thought.
Because I remember being a kid and my mama
talking about
it with one of her friends and them laughing about it. And it was like, I think maybe it was somebody had cheated on their wife and the wife did that.
She smeared it on the hand and stuck
that's
it
one
to
of them.
it.
I bet he don't do that again.
Yeah.
You know, that would be
probably
bad.
can't do that again.
That would be bad.
How do they put you, like Humpty Dumpty, how do they put you back together after that?
I don't know. I mean, that's not a Lorena Bobbitt move.
No. But it can't feel good.
Yeah.
Oh, my heavens.
Goodness gracious.
That scares me.
Look. Deborah says she had to, I know Deborah J. She's kin to us. But,
she's talking about Burger King there.
Yeah, she said she had to try the meatless burger, and I promise you, it is just as good or better than the beef.
There's no way. There's no way. I didn't try it.
I don't know. I just can't bring myself to try it. Like, even turkey burgers and stuff. A lot of people do that. Turkey bacon. I think I tried the turkey bacon, though, one time, and it wasn't.
I've had turkey bacon. It's not as good as bacon.
Yeah, it's not as good as bacon. It's kind of like eating cardboard to me.
Yeah, it does
like
have
a piece of
if you ain't got nothing else, it'll get you by.
Yeah.
Scott said that nobody likes to be around him after he eats deviled eggs.
I bet.
Just a thought there. Candace Fuller said, you can't fix stupid.
That's right.
Jeff Barrett says that it was in the 80s. Scott also says that did happen to that incident.
I remember listening to my mama talk about it. And the subject come up not long ago, too, again about it. And I remember, and they were talking about it. I think it was at like a holiday, and my mom's friend always comes usually when we have a holiday gathering. Yeah. And they were talking about it again and laughing. I'm sure nobody was laughing at the moment.
I got the
happened.
I mean, it's making my hair on my arm stand up thinking about that. Ooh. But I don't know why that popped in my head this morning. Jan's still trying to think that turkey bacon is good. Jan.
Yeah. I guess if you get used to it, maybe you could like it, but nothing's as good as that real good greasy bacon. And I like mine crispy, like almost burnt. I don't like that flimsy, just
yeah,
like
I know exactly
real fat,
what you mean.
like, I don't like that.
In other news, this is just sad. This happened to where they were after a suspect in Idaho.
Yeah.
And they pull up into the neighborhood, and the guy jumps out of the car that they're after. One of the cops goes up to a guy that's in his front yard and said, hey, there's a bad guy here that has a gun. We're chasing him. Well, he goes in his house, gets his gun, stands in his own backyard. Other cops arrive, and one of those cops goes up and kills that guy in his own yard.
Mistakes him for the criminal.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Horrible. And that's Idaho Falls is where that happened.
Yeah, that's going to be a bad.
Yeah, I'm assuming they have body camera. He was wearing it, it says. But they've released no other information. Like, can you?
I can't imagine being that officer too that did it.
Right, he's got to live with that.
You know that was not. He didn't mean to do that, and that's just maybe when their adrenaline's up. And they're trying to catch somebody. It's just.
Now, we brought you this next story a few weeks ago. Or maybe not a few weeks ago, but a month or so ago.
Yeah.
A gentleman, he's 79. His neighbor was 95. They did not get along. They
It's kind of like them grumpy old men type thing.
Land dispute of where the line was. They constantly fought. Well, he dies, the 95-year-old does. Well, the 79-year-old ain't giving it up. So he starts taking dead animals and dumping it on the guy's grave. So, and they kept thinking, well, maybe the animals just died here. And then they realized it's a pattern. Then they set up cameras, and he was dressed like a woman, dropping the dead animals on the grave as revenge toward that next-door neighbor.
He might have a little issue
He
going
did.
on up in here.
He was. He got his
crazy.
sentenced yesterday. He's been given a 1-year suspended sentence after being caught with all of that. And will he continue to do it? I don't know.
They might need to get him a little psychiatric care.
It's grumpy old men.
Odd.
They
odd.
obviously did not get along at all.
I mean, because you think, okay, the man's dead and he's gone. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
What are you proving by
That's
doing
right.
that? That's crazy.
Fauci back in the news this morning as we look at this. He says that double mask is the way to go. The experts say that sounds great, but there's no proof that helps you at all.
Now, I will say when I go to the doctor's office, like I will put one of the little disposable mask on, and then I put a cloth mask over that. I do that in the doctor's office because you don't know what's floating around up in. I guess we don't know what's floating around everywhere, but you're more likely to come into contact with some bad stuff when you go to the doctor.
Yeah, I see that.
So I do that.
Everybody else is sick there.
I don't want it, and I don't want to give it to him.
But there's no proof to what he's saying.
Right.
At the end of the day. Super Bowl numbers, they don't want you to know this, but the numbers are down. They dropped. Now, all through the article, when you read this, it has nothing to do with kneeling. I think it had everything to do with kneeling. It was less than, it was 94 million watched it. Normally, it's 100 million plus that watch this. This was 2007 numbers. Is America fed up with football and the way they've done? It may be.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to address the elephant in the room.
Of course they don't. Because,
No.
that would make them look bad.
Absolutely.
So,
and sad news as we go back to the NFL, and I'm going to let you say his name.
Schottenheimer. I think I've got that correct.
Passed away at 77 this week. And can
Marty
you imagine
Schottenheimer.
5 years old going to school and them trying to teach you how to spell that as a kid?
That would be It's a good thing he's got a short first name. I wonder what his middle name was.
That's right. Wow.
That's awful, though, that he's passed away.
Yeah, so keep that in your thoughts there of what's going on. Let's see here. Mask now. Oh, she's trying to put out that I don't have a mask on now. Go, Jan. You couldn't hear me. Let's see here, other news stories that are happening in America. There's a lot developing. We'll have some more stories tomorrow morning that, they all affect you in some shape, form, or way. And if you've ever got a thought, pass it on to us. Don't forget, 10 a.m., they're going to be closing down the road there, Minnebucket Road, here in a little while through 3 p.m.
And that food giveaway is, again,
11.
11 o'clock out at the Ag Center.
Always something going on at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Drop in and visit with them. They've got bargains every day. With spring coming up, they've got all their plants arriving. You're going to need your insecticides and fertilizer. Did I say that right today?
No.
No. Well, how do you say it?
Insecticides.
That don't even sound right.
Not incesticides.
Everybody say it my way. If you say it fast, you'll think you're saying it correctly.
Insecticides.
There you go. I can't say it.
Go get them.
Of course, disinfectant galore there to keep you clean and things going. Mobucks apparel and more. We've got those Carhartt jeans for $20 while they last. Also, the new designed Georgia boots. You'll like those. Very comfortable boot, along with the mud boots that you could use this weekend if you got to be working outside around cows, gates. Very handy thing to have. Of course, the Mr. Heaters there if you got to do something outside this weekend. And get these because this will go quick. Propane bottles.
Yes.
Also, if you need security, they've got these with these cameras, just like the people that we mentioned there that put them up in the graveyard.
Yes.
You can see what's going on. Along with all of your seed that you need and also fertilizer, horse, cattle feed, corn, gun, scopes, and ammo. You find it all at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. It is exit 151 right off the interstate. It'll lead you there by the railroad tracks. You may have to sit there with the train a little while if you try to go that way.
Right.
Always simpler just turn around and get back on the interstate.
I know. That's what I do. If I hate sitting for a train.
Oh,
You don't never know. My luck, it's going this way and it stops. And it starts
Unhooks a
backing
car.
up,
Yeah.
going the other direction. But
Yeah, I always get caught there. If I'm going to take that shortcut in between the Honda place
yes.
and there,
Yeah.
I always have to turn around and go back every single time.
I do too.
So that's going on today. Let's see. No football for Scott. And there's a lot of Americans that have drawn that line of "you done me wrong, I'm not watching anymore."
I know. I mean, people are just fed up with all the,
What's the celebrity speaking for you?
I know, but to me, it's just disrespect. It's disrespect for
our
the country, disrespect for everybody that's fought for the country and is fighting now, and it's just, I'm just fed up with it. Y'all know that, though. I say it all the time.
They're making millions upon millions, and you got the guy that's making $12, $14 an hour that goes out and buys that T-shirt with your name on it that supports you. I don't know. That it bothers me from time to time.
Yeah. It does.
We'd like to say thank you for dropping by this morning and spending a little time with us. We do appreciate that. Now, we'll be back tomorrow morning. Candace is going to be hard working on all the news stories throughout the night.
I am. I'm going to have to get some really funny stuff.
Mine been too heavy lately?
No, but I mean, that's the news. We got to report the news, but
Yeah, we do need some lighthearted.
I need to look up some funny stuff, make everybody laugh.
Yeah,
I'm all about making people laugh now. I like it.
Well, there you
I like
go.
to joke around. So.
Again, thank y'all for dropping by and spending some time with us this morning. As always, anything's happening, we'll let you know. And we'll be on top of the weather between now and the weekend to let you know where this is headed.
Yes. Keep in mind, though, about the road being closed by Minnebucket.
Yeah.
If you got to go that way, just make sure that you go an alternate route.
Yeah,
So,
up to Lauderdale.
plan for that.
That's the way it's going to work.
We hope y'all have a good and blessed day, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by